Okay, first, before we get into this pasta, ringrazia, molto grazie, Saron, Francesco, Moreno, tutto le fratelli, per la buona cibo, l'idea per il buono cibo. Okay, and with that, let's make this pasta. Okay, let's hit the reset button here. I didn't like the way that video was going. I felt like whatever. Making the pasta. This is a fresh pasta. It doesn't have to be fresh to make this. This is pasta with oil, garlic, and pepperoncini. Now I'm not chopping up pepperoncini for this. I'm just going to use it out of a little grinder here. It's a little Italian hot pepper flakes. It's from a medium-sized pepper, not super hot, but definitely with some heat. So I got my water boiling in this pot here, and I'm going to go ahead and put in my pasta. And this is cooks fast because this is fresh. This is on 3 to 4 minutes. So that means it's 3 to 4 minutes. I've got to get everything else here ready. So light the fire. Oops, wrong burner. Light the fire under my oil there, my garlic, because I don't want to overcook that garlic. And I turn that down pretty low. Don't even want that to get brown. And then the pepperoncini goes in, and I'm just eyeballing this. Of course, this is one of those things people like more or less. It depends on your taste. And I think that's enough compared to the amount of garlic I got in there. That's it for that. And the other two ingredients here, parsley and cheese. I'll get to those in a minute. But that pasta, yeah, I got about a couple more minutes here. So I got my in here my garlic and my pepperoncini. And you notice this pan, it's not a flat-sided, it's a rounded fry. It's kind of a combination between a frying pan and a wok, which helps later. It's not absolutely essential. But the cheeses I'm going to use here are going to be a Romano cheese, or no, excuse me, a Parmesan cheese. Got my grinder all loaded up here. I'm going to grate some Romano. Excuse me, I'm not going to grate some Romano. I'm going to grate some Pecorino. It's not Pecorino Romano, it's a different kind of Pecorino. And of course some nice chopped fresh parsley is going to go in there. So let's just put these over here for now. Get grating this side. Grating this cheese while I'm waiting for the oil to heat up there and watch for some signs that the garlic's cooking. Okay, I'm not going to use all this cheese. Like I said, this should probably be a Pecorino Romano, but I'm not certain. This is kind of a soft Pecorino. Pecorino is a broad category of cheeses. They make it from, what is it, sheep's milk and cow's milk? I forget what it is. But depending on who's making it, where they're making it, what time of year they're making it, what the animals have been eating, all that kind of stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if there's hundreds of different kinds. I can't keep track of them, that's for sure. So anyway, there's a good healthy stack of, can you see that? Healthy stack of Pecorino cheese there. And Romano cheese is all loaded into my gun there to shoot it in here at the right time. So how are we doing here? Got any bubbles here yet? Maybe turn up the heat a little bit then. So that's good. Because we don't want to overcook that garlic. I said this is healthy. There's no salt in here. There's no added fats. The only thing even closely resembling a fat is maybe the cholesterol in the egg, which, there's egg in the noodles, in the pasta. So, speaking of pasta, we should take a quick look at that pasta. See how we're doing there. Oh yeah, it's coming along nicely. Okay. So, I'm going to turn the heat. Okay, we're starting to boil here. So you see how fast this thing comes together? Chopping up your parsley and your garlic is the big thing. Take that green thing out of the middle of the garlic. You want to do it like the Umbrians do it. And don't smash your garlic like some stupid influencer. Slice it end to end, pull out that green thing, and then chop it up fine. I don't know if you could smash it with a garlic press or not. I know that professionals do use a garlic press, but just smashing that green thing in the middle of it, hey, if you want to be a barbarian, fine. This is the way the Umbrians taught me how to do it. And I'm sticking with it because they've got thousands of years of culture compared to our hundreds. That's just about ready. This fresh pasta cooks fast. And it's good all on its own. It's real nice. Okay, so the garlic's looking good, sizzling along here. You see that? It's sizzling along there with the pepperoncini in there. And okay, looking good. Looking good. I gotta be careful when I dump out this water because there's a special step in here that's pretty important. And I'm looking ahead here to make sure this is all gonna go pretty good. Cheese grinder ready to roll. So this junk out of the way. Done with that, done with that, done with the oil. Boom, bubbling along there nicely. Okay, no signs of brown on the garlic. So that's good. It's just sizzling there, releasing its oils and stuff into the oil. Now what's going to go on here that's different is the way this sauce gets made. It's a very light sauce. And garlic, extra virgin olive oil, which is very good antioxidant. It's pretty healthy. We're not cooking the heck out of it. If you cook this too long, the antioxidant properties go away. So we're just going to let it sizzle here a little bit in the garlic, and we won't lose too many of them. Okay, it's looking pretty good here, so we're ready to go. So what I'm going to do now is drain this pasta, except for a little tiny bit of the pasta water, because a little bit of that pasta water is going to go in on top of the pasta, and that deglazes the pan. And I suspect there's some chemistry going on there where the just a second here. I'll get this thing. Oh, save the water, John. Okay. There we go. Instead of yeah, I just poured it all out except for what I think is about the right amount of water. Pasta water goes in there. So it's a very good conserving thing here, isn't it? Let's take that, get that heat down here. Garlic's still looking good. And turn off that burner. And we'll get our pasta out of here. And this pasta goes right into the oil, right? It's essentially done, but it's going to get cooked a second time. Never hear that before. I've been researching this and I got it at my favorite restaurant and they know what they're doing up there. It's just south of Florence there, Anthony's, just south of Florence in Scandisci. Fantastic place. Restaurante Nuevo Mexico, it's called. He bought it. It was a Mexican restaurant in Scandisci, south of Florence. They didn't make it. Anyway, he bought it and made it into a proper Italian restaurant. Okay, so here's the thing right now. You're going to just get a little bit of this water in there. And I'm eyeballing this to get down. I think I've already got enough that came in with the pasta. And that's going to... you heard bubbling. That was a pan deglazing right there. So I'm going to turn this heat back up. Okay. There we go. Okay. And that's all good and hot. So now it's time to add in the, well, let's start a little bit. Actually, at this point I could just use this pan the way it's intended and go like that a little bit and give it a little flip. And you can see, I hope you can see, I got too much light going on here. You see that better now? See that garlic in there and that pepperoncini? The pepperoncini is kind of small because that grinder did grind it kind of small. So I think the next time I make this, I'm going to chop it with a knife. Get fresh pepper, whole peppers, chop it with a knife. Okay, so now in goes this nice handful of parsley here. And I might have a little bit too much parsley there, but I don't think it's going to hurt anything. So let's get that flipped around there and stirred in a little bit. Okay. I don't want to cook that too much or wilt it up too much, right? So let's turn the light back on there. Now's the time when this Romano goes in. Not, I keep calling this Pecorino Romano. And I might have a little bit too much there. As if there's such a thing, it's too much cheese. It's a good cheese like that. And then let's get the Parmesan in there. Come on, you son of a gun. Turn it out there. And what happens here, I'll try to post a link to the woman that really knows how to do this. Who's the one who was sent her video as an inspiration. But the little bit of water in there, combined with that oil, takes this cheese and melts it into like a cheesy sauce. So it's a cheesy sauce with garlic and a little bit of pepperoncino there, and fresh parsley through it, and the cheese is melting nicely in there. I love it when it goes up like it's supposed to. Okay. Okay, it's looking good. I think I should have probably taken a little bit more time with this cheese and flipped it around a few more times. I got the cheese sort of all on the top there. I don't know if you noticed that or not. And so I've got a piece of cheese on the side here that's like a little bit too big. So that's what's nice about this pan, is you can, just keep flipping it and stirring it. And there's your pasta right there. Okay. All right, that's done. So off with the heat, and I'm gonna get a bowl. Okay. And the way you do this is you get actually long tongs, not a fork like that. And you go like that. You get yourself a nice scoop full of pasta here, like that. Up, 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 up. Okay. And you put it in the bowl, and with your tongs, you sort of twirl it a little bit there and make a little kind of a volcano shape out of your pasta. So it looks pretty when it's in the bowl there. I didn't get it as good as the woman that really knows how to do this. Oh, turn off that light so you can see it. There, can you see it? It smells good. Okay, I'll be back with you in a minute. I'm going to eat. Okay. I had to try it before I turned the camera back on here. I've been anticipating this pasta for weeks now. I need to get that pan so I could kind of like do it right and be able to turn it right. And it's really good. I'm not going to take a big bite here in front of you. But I'm having with this little bit of wine. It's Umbrian. It's an Umbrian white. It's called a Corbin. Nothing fancy. This is a €3.50 wine. It's here somewhere in Umbria. I'll look at it. I'll look it up in more detail later. But of course, it's a white wine with pasta with a light sauce. But this pasta, what I like about it, besides it's good, I gotta take another bite. I'm sorry, I almost finished it. This is good pasta. Now here's just some trivial random thing. This idea of eating your pasta, twirling it up with a spoon, apparently that's an American thing. Here they don't serve a spoon with it. They just throw it up against the bottom of the plate. And, I guess with some practice you can get the right size so it's not too big of a bite to be rude or too small of a bite to keep you hungry. Yeah, that's not too bad. I guess it might be a little bit big of a bite to be considered polite. But I did want to get back to the pasta here. So you saw how fast that was to make. A little bit of chopping. All you got to do is look for some fresh vegetables. Garlic's easy to find. Parsley, it's easy to find here in Umbria. Very easy all year round, fresh parsley. Not so sure about a lot of parts of the States. I wouldn't even touch parsley out of a shaker, dried parsley. I would not go there. Cheeses, we can get some good cheeses here too. In the States, that might be a little bit tough to find. That's the thing that's going to drive the price on this, is the cheeses. Of course, the pasta I used here was pretty good. It was a nice fresh pasta, which is a little bit more expensive stateside. But this, I think, would be fine with a decent, dried pasta off the shelf. But other than chopping the vegetables, it takes a little bit of, speed there, coordination to get the pasta dumped in the pan, get it cooking, and flip it a couple of times and get everything into it. But I'm going to practice because I like this, and I hope you do too. Bon appetit. Okay, I'm on my second round of this pasta. What do I want to say about it? Health-wise, I think we covered that. There's no salt in it, no fats, no dairy. It's just pasta, oil, garlic, prezzemolo, which is parsley, and the hot peppers. That's all that's in it, and the cheese. Well, I guess the cheese has got a little fat in it, for sure, so it's not perfect. But if it's a decent cheese and decent fat and not made with a bunch of chemicals and stuff, I don't see the problem with that. In any case, I got this one stacked up a little bit nicer, like they served it on the one video. This kind of looks a little bit more pretty. And I'm going to go ahead and try to eat this one without my spoon. No, I'm not. I'm just going to eat it. That's what I'm used to. All right. Arrivederci. I did want to say, I never end these things cleanly. It's always something I got to say. This one, even though it was probably too much parsley, it's still fantastic. It's very good. I just didn't put it all quite in, but it was a good handful of parsley there. I forget how many grams of pasta that was, but I don't know. You saw it in the pan there. You can guess. And the other thing was, next time I'm going to be a little bit more adventurous with the pepperoncino, because it's good. You can taste it in there. It gives it just enough heat to, wake your taste buds up. And that's what the pepperoncino and that sort of hot stuff is supposed to do. Just hot enough to wake your taster up. But I kind of like hot peppers and hot stuff, so I might even put a little bit of hot sauce on this, but I won't show that because that would be sacrilege. All right, bon appetit. Okay, who's up for a little sacrilege? I've got about half dozen kinds of hot sauce in the fridge. Don't have a lot of occasion to use them here, but I didn't go for the Tabasco. I went for Crystal, which is a good all-around, nothing fancy, just good cayenne flavored hot sauce. So we'll see how that is. I know how it's going to be. It's going to be good. I was wrong. It wasn't good. It was much better than good. But it made me think I really need to give a shout out to and thank a couple buddies here in Umbria who have guided me on some of these culinary adventures. Men that can't cook here are just not men. Simple as that. Men can cook here. Women can still cook better. We tell them that. But in any case, Saron, Francesco, Moreno. Yeah, those are the big three as far as, probably Saron. This one here, Saron, turned me on to this. And his wife is unbelievable. So I've got a nice pasta coming your way with sausage and onion, which is very local to Umbria. And we'll try to make that in, I don't know, next couple of weeks. Sarin, thanks for pointing me in this direction. And Moreno, lots of good tips along the way. And Francesco, you're always posting good-looking food on on the WhatsApp channel. So all this adds up to, sleeping well at night.